Hello, hello, hello. It's here. Y'all get me. You know what? Nothing. I'm ditching the hood sweatshirt. I completely spaced to take my sweatshirt off. Hello. Sorry about that, y'all. Nope. Bright light. Bright light. All right, here we are. Oh, it is chilly in here. Forgive me. I don't have anything to drink. I'm doing stellar. I have had one hell of a day. All right, my friends. No, brain is not braining right now. All right, hello, hello, hello. Welcome one and all to our Witchlings Run the Cauldron Midnight Mass show. This is our Wednesday night show where we just kind of cover a couple of couple of current topics, and just chit chat. So we are going to start with our typical digital housekeeping of please be mindful of the energy you bring into my space, and you will be respectful in my chat, because if you are not, Arnold and the mods will be finding you with the banhammer.
Hasta la vista, baby.
All right. Oh, man, my hands are cold. I have had a hell of a day. My earlier stream got interrupted because I completely forgot I had an acupuncture appointment. After that, I got to go hang out at the library because it's, library shelfie day. I did get one. And then I had a meetup. Yes, I did. I took one. No, I forgot. And then after that, I had a wonderful free movie at my local theater. It was a showing of the movie Moonlight, which is about a queer black man it's a coming of age story. It's in 3 parts: childhood, teen years, young adulthood. It is a very good movie. Apparently it is an Oscar winner from about 10 years ago. I really enjoyed it. So that was my evening. I've chased everybody away. Sad face. So now I'm just kind of here and chilling out, doing my thing. Finally got to eat something. I was starving by the time I got home. So yeah. Oh, I do want to talk about some important stuff tonight. We are all here in the States well aware of what is going on in our country. And there are a few things that are kind of bugging me. So I want to talk about that tonight. Okay. Haha, we have people. Hello. Hey, Amy. Yeah. Yeah. There's a couple of specific topics right now that are niggling at my brain. That have been pointed out by some Jewish friends that I very much respect and very much care about. Bear with me. I gotta take the ponytail out. But I am seeing lots of people referring to ICE as the Gestapo and other Holocaust type references. So I want to talk about that. It's all been sitting really, really heavy on my heart, and because it matters how we name harm, and especially when we're trying to resist it, Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of people of late referring to ICE as the Gestapo, or making casual Nazi comparisons when talking about the immigration enforcement, state violence, and authoritarian overreach. I need us to pause here. Not to shut down outrage. No, 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 no. Outrage is often appropriate, but to ground it in truth and responsibility. Because here is our thing. Here is the thing, my friends. When we casually use Nazi language or invoke the Holocaust as a metaphor, we frequently end up erasing the very people whose trauma that history belongs to, you know? The Holocaust very much is not a vague synonym for bad things a government does. The Holocaust refers specifically to the systematic genocide of 6 million Jewish people. Yes, other groups were targeted and murdered by the Nazi regime. The Romani people, disabled people, queer people, political dissidents, Slavic peoples, and so many more. Yes, and their suffering truly does matter here. Their deaths matter, and their histories matter. But the word Holocaust itself names the attempted extermination of the Jewish people. When we blur that, we flatten it into a catch-all for modern injustice. We participate, often unintentionally, I am sure, in Jewish erasure. And erasure is not neutral, my friends. So when our Jewish friends and family say, please don't use our genocide as shorthand, we really need to listen, because this isn't about policing language for the sake of politeness. It is about honoring lived trauma, ancestral grief, and ongoing anti-Semitism that did not end in 1945. Something that is being pointed out to me is the number of people who are making the Nazi comparisons who were absolutely silent about what is going on in Israel and Palestine and the anti-Semitism that has risen out of that. So it's especially hurtful. Now, the Holocaust is not a vague synonym for bad things a government does. The Holocaust refers wait a minute. All right. So using Nazi comparisons, even casually, can do something else that's incredibly dangerous. It can oversimplify what is actually happening now. Because when everything becomes just like the Nazis, we stop analyzing the specific systems, laws, and choices that are in front of us. We lose clarity, and clarity is what real resistance needs. You can condemn ICE. You can name state violence. You can be furious, absolutely livid about family separations, detentions, deportations, and deaths. You do not need Holocaust metaphors to make that work. In fact, we do better without them. If we're serious about injustice, then our language should illuminate, not collapse history into something reusable. We can say, this is authoritarian, this is racist, this is state violence, or this is a human rights violation. Those words alone are strong enough, and they do not come at the cost of someone else's historical trauma. So tonight, I'm asking us to practice something very radical and deceptively simple. Precision. Precision in language, memory, and care. Because solidarity doesn't mean borrowing someone else's wounds to prove a point. It means honoring them fully, accurately, and without distortion. Let us be people who resist harm without reproducing it, people who remember history without rewriting it, and let us be people who understand that justice work requires not just passion, but responsibility. Now, when we are referring to ICE and the Customs and Border Patrol agents, instead of referring to them as the modern-day Gestapo, call them slave catchers, because that is their more direct lineage. Because not a lot of people realize this, but the Mustache Man sent his people to do recon here in the United States so they could learn about what the United States people did to the indigenous people, the Chinese people, and the African American people. They came here to learn about our Jim Crow laws because Mustache Man idolized Henry Ford. And that's what I have to say on that topic this evening. There, that. That is true, Emmett. I'm seeing Emmett saying, I feel like most people are just calling ICE Nazis because they want to call them the most horrible thing they can think of. Because it does personally affect me. Do you think I don't have Jewish people in my life? In my family? Do you think I don't have immigrants in my family or that I care about? I really do. Mm-hmm. Yep, we don't tolerate hate here. Why would I seek destruction of the country I chose to defend? And please, define Marxism for me. I really would love to know. Because this little flag behind me here, that's my oath of enlistment from when I raised my hand and enlisted in the United States military. I swore an oath to support I swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Have you? Do I believe in God? Which God? I believe in a form of God. I believe that it doesn't matter what name we call our deity, we're all praying to the same deity. I am a veteran. I am a service-connected disabled veteran. Fuck my life. I still got to figure out how I'm getting to the VA next week. Anyway. No, I am not a Marxist. I would like you to defend what a Marxist is, though. Thank you, Emmett. Or define. Oh, well. Define what a Marxist is. Defend. Good grief. My ADD's being wonderful tonight. Bob, I was baptized into the Episcopal Church, but haven't followed that religion in about 30 years. Coming up Valentine's Day, it'll be 30 years. I have my own personal... Yeah, because I chose a Christ-like path and opted to not follow the path that many current supposed Christians believe. See, I don't go that far. But I do have fun with people telling me that I need to find Jesus, and I ask them why they've lost him again. Not bad. But we do not abide by intolerance here. We don't do hate. Yes. But the reason for that is most of the American politicians that are ignoring that, it's because they have the money and they don't want to pay the taxes. Do I believe in class struggle? Yes, I honestly believe that is the biggest problem right now. It is not the left versus the right. It's the haves versus the have-nots currently. And the haves are doing everything they can to keep the have-nots at each other's throats so we don't notice what they're doing. That's my thoughts. But hey, I'm trying. There's, I know, there are a lot of things in this country that are so fucked up right now. Hey, Sonny. Yep, I like the epic something. That's kind of cool. We're just kind of chit-chatting. I started this evening off talking about the fact that so many people here in the States are comparing what is going on here in the States to the Holocaust. And that is, whether intentional or unintentional, it is Jewish erasure, and that doesn't sit right with me. If you're referring to the theory that you're only worth what labor you can provide, no, I don't abide by that. I believe that every human being has worth simply for being human. Can you say it in the chat instead of saying it in my ear? I love you. But no, as a disabled person who has not been able to work a full-time regular job, in about 30 years, no. Because I have seen two... Fuck you, asshole. It does. But no, I know too many disabled people who are told they are a waste of space, a waste of, food, air, water, because they're not able to do anything. No, but I know what Emmett's saying, that comparing ICE to the Nazis is disrespectful. It truly is. But now, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it should be called a duck. That's my thought. But I do everything I can to be as respectful to every human being as I can. Yes, do I fail occasionally? Well, duh, I'm human. It happens. But I also firmly believe in when I learn that I have fucked up, I apologize, I make amends, and I do better. I have a few physical issues, and I have severe PTSD from child abuse and a few other things. Go fuck yourself. Hey, Kat, good to see you, honey. My current most... Nope. They were saying disabled people are a waste. They can go fuck themselves. I have two-thirds of the unholy trinity that is known as, not you, Emmett, that is mast cell activation syndrome, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. The EDS is the only one I do not have yet. We are trying to figure out how to get the genetic testing. Those are two of my current disabilities. Service-connected disabilities are the feet that the Navy jacked up, the asthma that the Navy made worse, and then the... Thank you. Go fuck yourself. Thank you, Kat. But... No, I was saying thank you, Kat, to saying like I sound like I need a hug. Always. Can't wait till you get up here and I can get a hug from you. So, no, Emmett, you were not the one being a problem. I was swearing at the asshole who was saying that disabled people are a waste. People be wildin', I swear. Yes, it is rather comorbid with autism, Kat. I have learned that. And what's funny, the DID is also rather common in people with autism, and our children, and those of us with DID tend to have autistic children. It's kind of interesting. Oh, honey, I don't know a single disabled person who is capable of doing something that just sits around and does nothing. A lot of us are active in other areas. Many of them that have the mental capabilities are active in the activism spaces because we've got to do something. What's up, Sonny? I mean, hell, I'm 80% service-connected disabled, meaning I gave up my quality of life. And I do this. I'm a yoga instructor, and I focus a lot of my yoga teachings on the other 7 limbs of yoga besides the asana, because so many people can go to a yoga class and get all of the asana they want, and everybody forgets the other 7 limbs. I am a practicing witch. And I'm an ordained minister. So as such, I can officiate weddings, funerals, etc., etc., etc. Thank you, Kat. We get them. A big part of it is the fact that my channel is Die the Yoga Witch. I have the love sign hanging behind me because I am part of the queer community. So I just tend to attract them. What do I mean, witch? I have been a practicing witch for almost 30 years. Some of us who are disabled physically can't be productive and do a full-time job anymore. I can't. I tried. I really did. I tried hard. My husband, my husband has long COVID, is very much disabled today. The most he can do is help me do this. And what we do on a daily basis that he takes care of, normally what he does, a normal person could do in about 2 hours. It takes him 8. What does it mean to be a practicing witch? It means that I honor the Sabbats. I honor the Esbats. I do spells. Most of my spells are candle magic because I'm a very lazy witch. Set it and forget it. I do energy work. And I do divination. So, I have been a practicing witch since I was 18 years old when I stepped away from the Episcopal Church. Nope, not magic tricks for entertainment. Nope. My magic is not a party trick. No. I will hex a motherfucker if it comes down to it. My magic is a manipulation of energy, so therefore it is not exactly visible. I am not telekinetic. I am not telepathic. I am not any of those things. I can shuffle cards and read them for you. The fact that, my hands do this, my knees bend about as far back. What would cause me to hex someone? The last person I hexed was the bitch who birthed me. I have come close to hexing someone else in my life recently because he's a piece of work. But I have not. Haven't. Nope. Not until his wife is gone. Then I'm going to hex the fuck out of him. No offense, love. Think you know who I'm talking about there. But yeah. Thank you, Kat. But which one did you laugh at? Me saying I hexed the bitch who birthed me? I usually refer to her as the incubator. Bitch was no mother. No. No. Baneful magic is not a prank, my friend. No. Now you want something to prank them with, fucking sprinkle hot foot powder on their front step. But yeah, my incubator was nope. She was not my mother. She birthed me. She incubated me. She cared for me up until the time puberty hit and my brothers had moved out, so I was the only child left in her care. And as soon as puberty hit and I became competition for male attention, I was now the enemy. Unfortunately, my oldest son is the one who found her when she croaked in her sleep. Surprisingly, has not been particularly traumatic for him. He was unnerved by finding her. He was upset that it had happened, but today he's actually pretty okay with it. So yeah. She has her own personal little space in hell with a little demon sitting on her shoulder telling her every awesome thing I have ever done. What is my opinion about an HR job? HR exists to protect the company from lawsuits, not the employees. I'm not a huge fan of HR. So, yeah. Because they're bots, Sonny. We're good. We're used to this. Hence why we have 2 mods in here. Well, 3 mods in here currently. Sorry, Amy. I knew you were here and spaced it. Yeah, there's... That is okay. I am quite fluent at reading typo. My fingers are as dyslexic as I am. So, we are good. So this is my fun. This particular stream that we do, this one and Coffee and Q's are my favorites. Hey Joram, good to see ya. Might do that. I will see what I can do there. If nothing else, I will give her my favorite curse. May she feel the pain of 1,000 unsneezed sneezes. May she feel the pain of 1,000 unsneezed sneezes while walking barefoot in a desert of Lego bricks with a tinny, staticky concert of the most obnoxious music, probably the Barney theme song, known to man. Endlessly. On loop. That is genuinely my favorite curse. Because there's nothing actually harmful about it physically. It's just annoying as hell. Yep. That sounds about right.
Lean off camera.
No.
Lean off camera.
All right, fine.
You're on Facebook and Insta.
Oh, shit, that's right. Be right back, y'all.
No, you were supposed to lean over here.
It's a Took monster. Ha ha ha! My only spell is Summon Dollar. I like it. This one's waiting for something useful. Oh, wow. Color is weird. This looks orange to you guys, doesn't it? It's red. Because this one, if I'm lucky. There we go. That's the orange. Wow. Okay. They look, the red one looks orange on my monitor. That's weird. It's not quite the candy apple. Okay. That's good. But yes, this one is just waiting for some shit. Don't take so big a hit next time. There we go. But I have some interesting things I'm going to be doing in the next few days. When's the full moon? Full moon is coming up, if memory serves. Close that shit. We are at 83% currently. Next full moon is 3 days from now. Okay, good. Good to know. I'll be charging some crystals and doing some fun, having some fun. Sounds about right. Yes, I agree with you, Sick. Sic vis pacem parabellum. Okay. Sunday, Roger. Thank you, babe. A or P? You said 2, so okay, sweet. But yes, I try very, very hard. Mind you, I have a temper. Ask my poor husband. I try very, very, very hard to be kind and compassionate to everyone. Oh. And I added an H to the dog sit, so my brain's doing wonderful things right now. Poor man behind the curtain went to clean the litter box while I was gone today, only to find that the litter genie bag was at its end, and I didn't realize it when I emptied it the other day. So poor Fuzzbutt had to wait for a new litter genie refill, but Dad took and got a new bag for the trash can and just dumped it. Oh, yes, finally somebody who actually kind of understands karma, how karma works. But yeah, I get mad at people and I will rage. I am not generally a violent person. But there are some things that will drive me to violence. What is the point of being gay after you're married? It's just who you are, but being married doesn't... Are you going to be gay after you have a heterosexual marriage? I mean, I don't get it. Thank you, Joram. You're the best. That's what being poly is for. Oh, and all lesbians decide that they're going to be done being gay, so they're going to go marry a man? I really need to have a conversation with the ladies that live next door to us then and find out what they're doing wrong. But yeah. Anyway, back to what Sick was saying. Karma. He doesn't want to leave bad karma. Are you hoping you're a he? Sorry if you're not. I usually ask. But doesn't want to leave bad karma. Somebody who understands that karma isn't going to happen, isn't going to hit you back in this lifetime. It comes in the next one. Good. I thought so, but I wasn't positive. My ADD is on a rampage today, so I am getting glitchy and distracted easier than usual. I do apologize. According to your faith, there isn't. But there are many, many faiths that do believe in another life, predominantly the ones that believe in karma, because you build karma or you lose karma in each life, and the amount of karma you have accrued determines whether you move up the ladder towards nirvana or down the ladder away from nirvana. So, they really are, and thank you, Sunny. People are so focused on the here and now, and while, yes, mindfulness is a fantabulous thing, we do also need to think about the future and future generations and what they are going to live in. Just because my body fucking decides that if a medication says may cause weight gain, it's going to gain fucking weight. And, you know, my feet and knees being fucked up from the military, but hey. You have to go for the low-hanging fruit and decide to attempt to insult me because of my body size? Somebody ain't very creative. C'est la vie. But yeah, I am super easily distracted. Well, Nirvana is not a myth. I have a t-shirt from Nirvana. Anyway. Same, Sick. Same. That's kind of how I'm living this. Whether there's something after this or not, what's the hurt in living like there is, you know? I have heard. Think you're either referring to Pakistan or India. I'm not sure which, but either way, it is a very fucked up way of thinking. Yes. But see, karma kind of aligns with one of my other thoughts that I honestly think that before we are born, we plan out what our life is going to look like. The basic outline. We don't get into the details, but you just kind of you plan what your life is going to be like, and that kind of aligns with karma. Glad I looked at who wrote that. Yes, exactly. She forgets about that part. Uh-huh. Well, no. Uh-huh. 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 I do believe she is older than the cousin, and the cousin was born before Nirvana formed. The nihilist penguin is tough, though. What's up, Ken? Sorry, we're discussing whether certain people in the chat are old enough to have remembered Nirvana or even having existed. Okay, fine. Before they got big. That's why I was thinking they came together in 90. No, it just signifies that I wanted to get my nose pierced. That's right, because the 30-year anniversary was 2 years ago and Seattle went batshit. And I'm assuming you mean my butterfly, but I have both nostrils pierced as well. As well as my dates and eyebrow. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 piercings. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tattoos. Ooh, I love Cap Hill. It is absolutely gorgeous. Cap Hill is amazing. I love going up there. Oh. I know you don't. Oh. I'll explain later, love. No. No. But Seattle has changed so much since the early 90s. No. But yes, Seattle. Oh God, I will be in Seattle in a couple of weeks. I think it's a couple of weeks. Might be next week. Crap. Nope. It's a couple of weeks. Oh wait, that was this month. Ty's having a day. Yep. I get to go to the VA the day before Valentine's Day. Well, that explains why you and Amy clicked. Witches are very real. Do I think that the universe is infinite time? Yes, actually. I'm thinking Montana, but okay. I had not heard that one before. I love it. I am a Pacific Northwest born and bred. I was born on the south coast of Oregon. Lived in San Diego for a good portion of time because of the Navy. Oh, Alaska? Okay. And then I am now in Seattle-ish. Well, yeah, there's that too. Go have some fun, Sonny. Thank you for subscribing. Greatly appreciate it. Time is very much three-dimensional. I like that. Yes. Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey shit. And I also believe in the multiverse. Got into a conversation with my darling ex-husband. We were watching Stargate SG-1. I was cooking dinner at the time. I have very clear memory of this. So this was the episode where, God, why do I never remember her name? I'm sure somebody knows it. But the doctor, was, 11:15, Joram. So the doctor had somehow, there was another version of her from another dimension, and they were together. And the one from the other dimension was decaying and glitching and having problems. And they were trying to figure out why it was happening and all of that shit. And I got into a yelling match with my ex-husband over whether the fact, the whole concept of you cannot have two things from alternate dimensions in the same place at the same time without one, decaying and glitching, debating whether or not that was common sense or quantum physics. I was screaming at him that it's fucking common sense. And he's going, no, honey, that is quantum physics. You just think it's common sense. Because it's common sense. That was the night he looked at me and he's like, I mean, I know you're a fucking genius, but because you act like you're dumber than a mud fence in a rainstorm half the time, I forget. And I laughed because he is correct on all counts there. Time is split in the past, present, and future. Yes. What about Dr. Frazier? No, Frazier is from Seattle. Shit. Damn it. It's the woman who went on to, not Warehouse 13, but Sanctuary. All right. Hold on. I kicked him out. Honestly. Sam. Major Samantha something or other. Fuck. Why can't I remember her last name? Amanda Tapping, by the way. Sam Carter. Yeah! We could look back and see far. We can look forward and see possibilities. Yes. No, actually, he was rather upset that I was sending him home. If it weren't 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd tell him get his ass in here. Yeah, she wasn't the she was a doctor, right? Shit. No, she was a major. So I think I just squished two of her shows together. I think I merged Sanctuary and Stargate. Yep. She was one of my favorite characters. Dude, I know I'm being baited and everything, but I am severely tempted to call him. But that would involve me actually hunting down his current phone number. I think she did have a doctorate, but why am I thinking she was the doctor? I can't remember who the doctor was. Anyways. I'll let you handle that. Have fun with that one. See, I never saw the movie. I fell in love with the show. I love Richard Dean Anderson. I have loved him since Quantum Leap. Amen. Sick. But I like Kurt Russell. I really need to go back and watch the movie someday. But hey, have a good one. I'm assuming there that he is taking off. He said adieu. Adieu, adieu to you and you and you. Now! Profile picture is Lex Luthor. That explains a lot, you know? I thought so. I thought they called her Doctor, and that's why she was able to hop dimensions. Ha! I love you, Kat. Cannot wait until you're up here and we can hang out together. I do have to admit, I did kind of fall in love with Lex Luthor when he was on Smallville with Michael Rosenbaum playing him. Yes, can I help you? What are you doing? Sorry. There's a reason for that. My all-time favorite comic book character is Superman. Supergirl is number 2. Of course I'm going to recognize his biggest enemy. Honestly, Joram, I think the reason people think you're a douchebag is just a language barrier, and I have a feeling you're as spectrumy as I am. Yeah, I vaguely remember that, Kat. I vaguely remember that. God. Do it. Button throws up an error message, by the way. Are you referring to the comic book or what? Oh, hello. What are we doing? Oh, it is where it belongs. Yay, mostly. Yeah, okay. I meant to tell you about the fact I actually dressed up as Wonder Woman for Halloween a few years back. And she is on the wall up there. We know what you mean, Jarman. I know you would never intentionally be a douche canoe. Yes. I love Wonder Woman. I dressed up because my birth name was Diana. So my kids thought it was funny if I dressed up as myself for Halloween. I know. Oh, God. Jason Momoa is just... I'm sorry. Jason Momoa as Lobo is on par with Sir Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier. Just saying. Yes. I cannot envision a better person being cast in the role. Come on, Di. Yes, we saw him in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Keep going. Come on. Nope, it's not going to come to mind. Anyway, yes, she does have a great rogues gallery. Is it better? I wouldn't say better, but definitely entertaining. I'm going to geek out. You're going to hear this for about the millionth time, babe. I apologize. I don't know where I found it. I cannot tell you where to find it online, but somehow I stumbled into the most amazing fanfic. The title of it, this is probably the only way you're going to be able to find it, is The Villain Wrangler. And essentially, this guy works for the Batman universe version of Make-A-Wish. And a kid comes in, or gets submitted and wants to meet Ivy. She wants to meet Poison Ivy because she wants to show Poison Ivy the succulent or something that she has cultivated. And of course, the boss is like, fuck no. I'm not contacting one of the worst supervillains known to man so that you can have lunch with her. No, no, no. But this guy, he's like, well, honestly, Ivy's never hurt someone who wasn't actually hurting plants. And I really think this would be a good for her. So he figures out how to make it happen, and they meet. And then he gets another kid who wants to meet Harley. Makes that happen. Couple of other villains I cannot remember off the top of my head. But somehow through all of this, hey Hazel, somewhere through all of this, he ends up with Harley, Ivy, and Selena Kyle breaking into his apartment so frequently that he just hands them keys and says, please, I can't deal with this anymore. They end up living with him. Bruce Wayne buys the company he works for after he gets injured on a visit. And he decides, well, at least if I own the company, I can, protect this guy. And then he ends up on the space station. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it. Random access memory, emphasis on random. But yeah, then they get the call or the letter. Kid wants to meet Joker. That's when Batman bought the company. But you gotta read, you gotta look it up. I sat here and binged the entire series. Yes, the Watchtower. I binged the entire series in like one day, and that I wouldn't shut up about it for like 2 weeks. My husband finally told me that I had to talk to the kid about it because he's not a comic book fan, but the kids are. I wonder why. But yes, I loved it. Generally, I try not to be really rude to the trolls unless they are exceptionally rude first. My mods generally are the same. We give, and we typically give at least 3 chances before we really say fuck off. Unless you come in spewing hate off the bat. You come in spewing hate off the bat, that's an insta-ban. We do not tolerate that. On this channel, we abide by the tolerance paradox. We do not tolerate intolerance. You come in here spewing hate, homophobia, transphobia, racism, classism, ableism, any of that shit, you will get the boot. If you are in here and you're polite and you are respectful, we will respect you right back. Damage. It is a fanfic I found. I don't know if it's on AO3 or not. I don't know where the hell I found it. But it's called The Villain Wrangler. And the original version of it is the DC Comics. The author also made a Marvel version. And then after I finished that one, I stumbled into one about the Bat Fam, which was my rapid catch up on the current Bat Fam. I really want to find the fucking site again because there was some really good fic on there. Not that I have time to read it. I'm a Marvel fan, despite the fact that my all-time favorite comic book characters are Superman and Supergirl. Long, really awful story. You don't want to know as to why, but Superman is my all-time favorite superhero. Why? Thank you, Joram. We're Hayes, yes. Hazel, in case you didn't know, Joram responded to you, hon. Oh my God. Yes, your birthday's in the master list, friend. You will be recognized for your birthday. You too? I'm sorry. Which one of us is feeding the other? That was a bad choice of words. That's why. Okay. I have the munchies because I am a weird ass witch. I have trained myself well. I go to sit down to watch the late shows with the husband, and I have to have something crunchy. Oh, you lucky SOB. That would be so cool. Cat, I am jealous. Fridays, so Chris, if you subscribe or even if you hop into tomorrow's live stream, I'm West Coast, like I said, I'm Seattle. We go live at 1:30 in the afternoon. I acknowledge a birthday. I acknowledge Witchling birthdays every day. So if you want to come in, I will happily add you to that. Bizarro's pretty awesome. I have always had a soft spot for Bizarro. Although Mixelplick is pretty cool too. Amen to that, Cat. Although the incubator used to make egg noodles, and they were really easy. Okay, so you're just East Coast, so 1:30, so about 5:30, about dinner time, your time. We go on 1:30 to 3:30, Monday or Sunday through Thursday. Friday with Di's Daily Divination and Self-Care. Friday it's just Coffee and Cues, which is essentially what we're doing here. He'll drop links in the schedule. Saturday is my day off because if I stream 7 days a week, we burn the fuck out really quick and it gets ugly. And then Tuesday night I have Bitch and Witch, which is my podcast where I take current events that have got me pissed the fuck off and I rant about them. Wednesday night is this, and we have our Witchlings around the Cauldron Midnight Mass. Thursday night is the Yoga Witches Cauldron, where I take and I weave our theme of the week and the month, and our Sanskrit word of the week. And that's my podcast. I weave it into the witchcraft and yoga communities. No, Joram, I was born in Gold Beach, Oregon. South Coast. Yeah, he's saying South Carolina. Nope, I was born in Oregon. West Coast, born and bred. And Hazel threw a sergeant in the mix. He's not in his bed because my foot isn't heavy or warm. What the hell? Oh, okay. That one is in here. So, the little pupper in the picture, that's my little old man. He is, oh my God, 14 years old. 14 years old, almost 15. And that is Sergeant Snuggle Puppy. Yep, Hazel posted Sergeant Puppy. We have Tooker, the monster man behind me. He's the baby of the family, and he'll come say hi later. He usually does. Yeah, I always forget Friday Night Guided Meditation anymore. I talk about everything else. Friday Night Guided Meditation actually is kind of my favorite thing I do every week. Well, hello. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Friday Night Guided Meditation is just, hey, come here. Friday Night Guided Meditation, we don't have my camera on. Oh, no. Luna was sticking her nose through. Well, you goofy boy. Hi. Sweetheart. Let me put this back. You goofus. Hold on. There you go. Yip, yip. Yip, yip. There you go. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. No. Hello. Guitarology. Guitars. Oh. Of course she did. That's Amy. And by the way, we have one furry overlord. And 3 of these. Yeah. Well, hello. What are you doing? What are you doing? I know you want to go potties. We'll go on a little bit, okay? Dude. You are not the cat. You cannot hop up on the desk. No. Go lay down, buddy. Go find your sister. Yeah, go find sister. Oh, I was trying to get Luna to come in and say hi. She's our pit bull Malamute. This guy's German Shepherd Malamute. Chris, yep. Yeah, he is very, very old. And then the fuzzy butt, who is 10 years old. I cannot believe my cat is a decade old. Oh, God. I have to read you guys a message I sent to my daughter last night. Because there's enough of the regulars in here who will understand this one. All right, so. What? Oh, knew that was coming. So, sent this to my daughter who owns Fuzzbutt's furry mother. If Fuzzbutt is your grandcat and Ghost is my grandcat, does that make Fuzzbutt my great-grandcat and his own uncle? I was sober when I sent that message. I was no longer sober when she responded. No comment. Oh, cat. Where did I put him, babe? Uh-huh. Oh, there they are. Found them. Oh, go enjoy your walk. What did I have for lunch? I did not. Hey, gamer. Cat. I know. I gotta show you guys this. I'm thinking about changing this out for the one that's on my mic. Isn't that cool looking? Oh, I had dinner. I just didn't get lunch because I forgot I had an appointment today, and so ended up. You're right, it could work. We can do that. That is an interesting theory to postulate, Joram. Isn't it great? Oh, I forgot Hazel was here. Kat was talking to me. So, after my acupuncture, that I apologize to those of you who were in Daily Draw earlier. I completely forgot I had acupuncture and the bus was waiting for me. And then after acupuncture, I had to run, literally. I feel so bad. But, so after that, I had plans to go to a movie in town tonight with a group. And I'm like, it's raining, it's icky, I'm not going to make it. And then I had that, and I'm like, well, hell's bells and tinker toys. I'll be in town. I'm going to go ahead and go. And it was with the local Pride group, Snow Valley Pride. And the gentleman who founded it was our host tonight, and he was handing these out. And I got a magnet. And I think I may have grabbed one of his business cards, but I'm not sure. Oh, I have a pinched nerve in my shoulder right now. We're trying to figure out how that one happened. And I have been getting acupuncture for it. And oh, it's so nice. But it is really, really, really fucking weird to be awake and hear myself snoring, because I will be that relaxed on the table. I'll think about it, Amy. My brain is having to do math here and it's not working well. Oh, yes. Well, I am very, very, very blessed that the VA pays for it. The same woman who does my acupuncture is also my massage therapist. And we're kind of alternating which one we do, because neither of us exactly trusts the VA to give me all of the visits due for both if we try to do both at the same time. So I very, very much lucked out with the fact that the VA is awesome. And I am miffed that I didn't realize she was an option The last time the VA was paying for acupuncture for me. Yes. I am 80% service connected disabled through the VA. I spent 10 months on active duty. I was sexually assaulted. I apologize if that's a trigger. I always forget that one. I was sexually assaulted on active duty and diagnosed with a non-existent personality disorder and kicked out. Thank you. So, but if I had not served in the military, I wouldn't be here today. Because that was, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. I have lived through a lot of shit. I have CPTSD, DID, and a whole host of physical issues. But despite all of the shit I have lived through, I am not a victim. I am a survivor. I would not be here if I had not survived all of that shit. And I wouldn't go back and change any of it. Because I really like where I am today. I like the person I am. I like the people around me. And I can look back and see that even changing one small thing would have changed the direction I was taking. And I like being here. I am a huge proponent of mental health. What are we doing, babe? Oh. I am very definitely, I am a member of the queer community, so therefore I support the community here. Hence the whole discussion about the pins. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm a wife on husband number 4 because, well, refer back to that trauma. It caused a rather gnarly malfunctioning partner picker. Doing much better today. I'm a mother of 3 that I birthed, 3 that I did not, but have called me mom since, well, birth. Their mother was my best friend. I have a number of bonus kids that I have adopted, because we have created what we refer to as the Shitty Moms Club, where I get to be the mom we all needed. And yes, 4 fur babies. I am in touch with my most recent ex, because of the 3, he was the least abusive, and he's really a great guy. I love him to death. We are still very good friends, and I am grateful to have him part of my life, because he is really a great guy. Bonus kids, yes, they are the ones that I did not birth and have not known since they were children, so they are just kind of adopted bonus kids at this point. Yeah, my youngest honestly thought that was his dad, and then his dad just poofed. And then I told him that that wasn't his dad, and I didn't realize he didn't know that. Because I never intentionally hid that from him. I honestly thought we had sat down and talked to him about it before. But I did meet that ex in the delivery room. So he'd literally known my son since he was born. Oh, wait, no. Because he came in after Spawn went to the NICU. But still. But he is still part of our life. I actually was just talking to him earlier today. I'm trying to connect him with someone else down in his area who does craft fairs and stuff. When I refer to craft fairs and shit, I don't mean arts and crafts. I mean witchcraft. It is my way of keeping people who might freak the fuck out over me talking about it in public from knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. I also swear like the sailor I once was. There are no apologies for that. I'm the world's biggest geek, a nerd. I play multiple instruments. I sing, so I'm a drama, music geek, a musical theater kid. I write poetry. I write short stories. Hello, Fuzzbutt. I saw you. Sorry, the cat distracted me. First birthing experience was traumatic. 36 hours of hard labor. His heart rate kept crashing and not recovering, so I spent 36 hours laying on my left side. Can't sleep on my right anymore after that. His umbilical cord was around his neck when he was born. The actual birth, I didn't have the energy to push. So my mom was on one side, my older brother was on the other side. He was my Lamaze coach. And they held me up so that I could birth. So that was slightly traumatic. Second one, oh my God. Labor progressed really, really quickly. And the nurse actually thought he was going to deliver the baby. Doctor barely made it in to catch him. Or them. Wrong kid. And then my youngest was wrapped more tightly than his brother was. And similar issues. But yeah. My boys are both NICU grads. I am very lucky. But yeah, and between Munchkin and Spawn, I had an ectopic. So I should not have gotten pregnant again. But I did, because I'm an idiot. Still wouldn't change a thing. But the best part of delivering my oldest was when the head of the NICU walked into the room and asked me why the fuck I was still there, because I was supposed to have had a C-section 12 hours ago. Yes. Typically, the first labor is always the longest, the hardest, the worst. And then later ones, your body already knows what it's doing, so it goes a little bit easier. Your brother is not the one actually birthing them. But yes. Next time I get to see your brother face to face, we're going to have a conversation. Thank you, Joram. Okay, my actions were idiotic in this case. I was told not to try again, and I did it anyway. Yeah. But yeah, the ectopic was terrifying. Not going to go into that tonight. That's more trauma than y'all need. And I will trauma dump because it just, to me, it's just part of my history. I'm open about I am an open book. I have no idea how the fuck I managed to maintain a security clearance because you ask me a question. Chances are I will answer it. There's a filter problem between brain and mouth. And I'm hoping it was a rusty grapefruit spoon, and that's probably part of where I got the idea. No, I didn't know anything that was secret. And J3 knew better than to talk to me about anything at work besides the people he worked with, because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. Do I need to ask? I don't think I do. Again, the next time I am face to face with your brothers. For those of you who don't know, Amy is the youngest of us cousins. So, oh my God, that's even. Would that be the blonde living up to the stereotype? But yeah, I'm. The one I remember as blonde? I think the oldest is. Oh, damn, I missed that. Oh, thank the gods. Thank the gods. Seriously, though, if it had been somebody in our family, I'm not a violent person, but that one I will wring someone's neck for. Knock heads together. But yeah, I'm an open book. I will trauma dump without even realizing I'm trauma dumping. I honestly think that's part of the autism here because it doesn't occur to me. Well, no, it's actually the trauma thing. It doesn't occur to me that it was a traumatic situation. Because I am one of those kids that will be saying, hey, here's this funny story about my childhood, and people are looking at me like, That's not funny, sweetheart. That's actually really bad. Yeah, like, haha, my brother smacked me upside the head with an aluminum baseball bat. I don't remember what we were doing, but, he really swung for the outfield in that one. You think that's funny? Well, they were laughing about it. I got in trouble for pissing my brother off, but now it's funny. That one's actually true, by the way. I know I just fucked everything, but... Ooh, lucid dream. Ooh. Yes. I'm bad. Okay, in that my lucid dream, why did I fly? There is a meaning to flying in dreams. Give me just a second, because that one, I'm... Uh-oh. There it is. Nope. There. I remember flying having a specific meaning in dreams. But why are you taking so long to load? Yeah. I just tried to open something on my phone and it just would not load. Roger that. Thank you. Oh, was it Reddit? Nope, that's not the one I want, but at least we're getting closer. Yeah. All right. All right. That's not what I want either. Flying. Here we go. Symbolizes confidence, a new perspective in life, freedom, and control. It suggests a positive change that will enter your life and you will soar high with esteem and confidence. However, there are also some chances of you being overly confident about the situation. That's what flying means. All right, y'all. Now let's talk about some slightly more interesting fun stuff. Slightly more fun stuff. There we go. All right, my witches. Step into DieTheYogaWitch.shop, where magic meets movement and everyday rituals get an upgrade. Browse my handmade intention-infused jewelry, and then you can snuggle up with Die the Yoga mats, mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, pet hoodies, collars. Yes, Die the Yoga Witch yoga. I'm going to start this shit over because my brain just farted. Step 1 and all into DieTheYogaWitch.shop, where magic meets movement and everyday rituals get a serious upgrade. Browse my handmade intention-infused jewelry, then snuggle up with Die the Yoga Witch mugs, yoga mats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, pet hoodies, collars, and so much more. Treat yourself, maybe even your familiar, bless a friend, and bring a little bit of witchy sparkle into your daily life. DieTheYogaWitch.shop. Now, if you're enjoying the show and would like to take a step closer into our coven, consider clicking on that join button and becoming a member of the channel. There are some amazing perks for all of my witchlings, with levels starting at a single solitary $1 a month. How cheap is that, y'all? Also, a quick little reminder that you can also help our channel here out for free by subscribing, sharing this video with a friend, liking this video, and leaving me a comment. I appreciate all of you guys and your supports. Thank you so very much for tuning in. All right, let's get back to the show. Because I'm kind of frustrated with the fact I keep tripping over my tongue. Oh, dear Lord. What are you doing? It is not time for WWE SmackDown Pet Edition. Lay down. I love my furry children. SmackDown. Anyways. Hey, Shy Guyo. I know I do not curse people. Die the yoga, but so Amy caught it too. She has a point. I love how you knew who I was talking to. That's the best part. Occasionally we get WWE SmackDown Pet Edition Sarge on Fuzzbutt. The sad thing is Sarge usually loses. There's a reason one of the most common phrases yelled in this house is, Sarge, don't fuck the cat! That's true, you did. I forgot about that. That did happen Saturday. I'm doing that again this Saturday, too. Not wrestling with the animals. I'm doing the same activity that we did last Saturday. My God, die. I'm doing good. That is true, too. Dude! The Spawn gave me a blanket that had been given to his partner in crime. It's this giant, actually I have a picture, but it's this giant ass sloth head hood, and then it has mittens on it, and oh my God. Tookers won't keep his nose out of it. I'm pretty sure their pupper was snuggling in it at some point, and I was told her mother's dogs were snuggling in it. So I'm pretty sure it smells like dog, and he just doesn't know what to do with this. Poor Sarge, though. Poor Sarge. His boy came home and got some of his stuff and brought another dog. Sarge was crushed. I feel that, cat. I have the remains of my dinner. I haven't managed to take it to the kitchen yet. I'm doing good tonight. I'm just glad I'm still here and I'm still awake. Yup, another one that annoyed me. Yeah, that happens. He's making up words to there. Here comes the rain again. Here come the trolls again. Dude, there are days that we could give Weird Al a run for his money with some of the fucking parodies we make. It is great. Oh. Oh, goodness. My brain is just kind of it's not firing on all syllables right now, I swear. Wow, where is the accent coming from? Yes. At the beginning is my plan. No, I forgot that part. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'll do it at the end after I read through it. That sounds like a plan. I wouldn't have No. I'm sorry, my first thought was the fact that somebody in this house has fumigated the room a few times. Hooba! Thankfully, yours isn't as bad as your sister. That girl. He's about to take ours out for similar reasons. Except this one isn't busting ass in here. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I had a feeling. But that's okay. Stanky boy. Stanky girl in our house. No se recuerda, mijo. Do I cast positive spells? Typically, yes. Most of my shit is healing and self-love. Those are my mainstays. That's what I do the most of. Can I do other things? Yes. What? Hey, Jay! Yes, everything is good. We have started doing our Wednesday night midnight mass. Not a chance in hell, Chris. What's up, Jay? Hi, shush. Okay. If it's Wiccan, it ain't ancient. Wicca is a 20th century creation. I cast fireball. Yes. Understandable. I'm glad you met someone and you're talking to her. This is a good thing. What is my assumption on that, Gwen? Not sure, Joram. Damn it. I have that stupid cartoon on Facebook with the wizard casting fireball. Hello, Diamond. Yes. Oh shit, derp. I got distracted by Jay. Boop. Do not take that as a bad thing, Jay. It's not a problem. Doop. Bonk. Haha. It is time for our midnight blessing, though. May we be people who remember carefully, not loosely, conveniently, but truthfully. May we speak with language that honors the dead and protects the living. May we resist harm without borrowing trauma that is not ours to carry. May we learn when to pause, when to listen, and when to be corrected without defensiveness. May our outrage be grounded in wisdom, our solidarity rooted in respect, and may our justice work be precise enough to heal and humble enough to grow. Tonight, may we leave this cauldron with clearer sight, softer hearts, and a deeper commitment to naming what is real, without erasing those who have already paid the cost of history. Go gently. Speak truthfully. Remember responsibly. Namaste, my witchlings. And we light our candle to be that beacon of light and hope for those stumbling and lost in the dark. Pax be upon. Oh, it's not sparkly anymore. It's an old lighter, though. That is understandable, Jay. Go get some sleep, Amy. Cat, go to bed. Cast iron. We do get that hesitation, though, friend. Acknowledge the awkwardness. Potentially, have you met face to face yet, friend? Because if you haven't, maybe before you actually meet, text about something else. Thank you, Jay. We care about you here. The man behind the curtain does too. Yeah. Try texting about something else before y'all meet face to face, and then please meet in public first. Have a cup of coffee together or something. And then, if the sparks are still flying, you're both consenting adults. Do what consenting adults want to do. Kat, please take care of yourself. The coffee brought Hazel out of the woodwork. I have not done anything in my office, but this is still left from this afternoon. I need to go dump it, but I keep forgetting it's there. Depends on your mood. That's true, too. I hate the fact that we have to think that way, but you do have a point. To just meet in place and have a ready excuse for needing to leave in case the sparks don't fly. Yeah, it is very much weird. And as for chicken, depends on my mood. Oh, stupid thing is telling. I feel ya. That could work. Well, yeah. That's something too. How are you? If you have actually seen pictures, that's good. You know, considering what they've been doing, there's a chance either way that they've seen face or not. So maybe just ask for a picture ahead of time. A selfie. I mean, I gotta post. Oh, it's after midnight. I forgot. Oh well, I'll do it tomorrow. It's okay. But yeah, just ask for a selfie so you know what she's wearing. Oh, good. That helps. I was gonna say, how are you gonna know who you're meeting? I would say, hey, send me a selfie with the picture, with the outfit you're wearing today so I know what I'm looking for. Yep, it is now Thursday. Oh, shit. We don't really do that. Anyways. Exactly. There's usually a polite way to get out of just about any situation. I am so glad I'm not in the dating pool right now. Yes. Yes, they are people too, and yes, they are technically just following orders. But their orders are shitty, and the I was only following orders was not a good defense at Nuremberg. They're doing some really nasty shit. And it is making a lot of people very upset and very scared because they're not just going after people who aren't white anymore. And that's scary. Dino Nuggets. Oh, how are you doing with that fast, Hazel? I am so sorry. Yes, we do not need modern day slave catchers. Nope. No, it is not a criminal act. It is a civil act, civil infraction, which means it's a ticket and a fine kind of a thing. And nobody's if they've actually done something illegal, that's one thing. But the last two things that have really hit the news about ICE, no one has been doing anything illegal in any of it. Mind you, I come from a law enforcement and military family, so I'm usually on the side of the law. This is not one of those times. This is... There have been 2 flat-out murders committed by ICE agents on camera. One of a woman, the 7th of January. Her name was Renee Nicole Good. And then just a few days ago, Alex Pretty, who was a VA ICU nurse, was shot repeatedly. After they shot him, after they took his weapon from him that he was legally carrying, had not touched. It was holstered. They are not operating in normal parameters, nor is it a violent atmosphere. Have you seen the videos of those? I have multiple videos of both events, multiple angles, multiple times. She did not hit him. Her wheels were turned away from him, and he shot her through the driver's side window. And even if she had, where he was drugged by a car in June and went through retraining on how to not put himself into that situation. And then the gentleman, the VA ICU nurse, was not assaulting agents. He had a camera phone in his hand.
No, he didn't. He went home and packed. Oh, not the camera. No. Leave this plastic.
No, he didn't. No, he did not go to the hospital for bleeding. He went back to his motel and packed. Oh, his home? Yes, he had a loaded gun. It's legal to do that in Minnesota. He had a concealed carry permit. The thing is, he never touched said loaded weapon. Sweetheart, what makes you think I'm not a concealed carry owner? Nope, he was not interfering with someone arresting anyone. He was attempting to provide medical aid to a woman who was shoved to the ground by an ICE agent. A white woman, by the way, who also was not interfering in anything. Because I have critical thinking skills. I have observational skills. I have seen it. Yeah, and even someone from not the U.S. No, ICE wasn't arresting her. They just shoved her to the ground and get her the fuck out of the way.
Okay, Sarge, let's go.
I know, right, Hazel? I am. No. No. If you're going to be a law enforcement agent of any type, you need to not have an itchy trigger finger, and you need to have thick enough skin that somebody screaming in your face isn't going to cause you to draw and fire. How was he attacking them?
You obviously haven't seen the film.
That is nonviolent. Violence is aggression against a person. Property can be replaced and repaired. Human beings cannot be replaced. There has not been a single solitary movement in this country and many others that has gotten any progress via peaceful protest, just standing on the sidewalk singing Kumbaya, waving a couple of signs. The movements that have actually made progress and caused change, we have, well, let's start with the Revolutionary War with the Boston Tea Party. Moving on to the suffragist movement, when women were trying to get their rights. So women's liberation movement. They did property damage. Everybody who's ever had anything to do with Pride knows full well the first Pride was a riot. We're talking Stonewall. The civil rights movement, they did sit-ins. Hell, everybody knows Rosa Parks. But see, the thing is, she was also first told to get the fuck out of here. And as she was backing up and starting to turn to do exactly as they told her, they then changed what they were telling her. Thank you, Kat. Go ahead, Jake. What's your view from outside the U.S.? I am actually former military, and I see what's happening to my country. The enemies I need to protect my Constitution from are not foreign. You're not wrong, Jay. Anarchist, yes. But let's talk about the Selma March. When they were beat. Hey, fuckwagon. You think I'd hold that if I wasn't former military? I get my news from overseas because I don't trust the American news. Nope. I don't watch American news. I actually pay more attention to Al Jazeera than I do the American news. Ooh, that's a good question, Silver. Yeah, you're not my only Puerto Rican friend, Jay. I have a very good friend who is Puerto Rican. One of these days I'm going to talk to you about whether you watch him or whether you are near where he's from. No, he wasn't. I know. You know, Silver, I think you're right. Why what, Chris? I see you walked back in, to the middle of a wonderful conversation. Yeah, I gotta find out where he's from. He's at Rican Reactions on YouTube, so absolutely adore him. One of the nicest guys I've known. I just kicked out the yeah. I'm trying to be nice and polite, but you know, they're not They're just in the mood to argue. Well, son of a sea biscuit, I finished my water. Oh, there's a dog there. Oh, that one's almost gone too. Yes. I'm sitting here wearing a t-shirt with the American flag on it. I have an American flag behind me with my oath of enlistment on it. I appreciate that, Jay. And you are always polite and respectful. Not if I can avoid it, because I don't trust the news that comes out of American mainstream news. There's too much benefit for the people in charge to not give the accurate information. Why am I insufferable? Because I want to actually hear accuracy and truth. Okay, Silver, I'm going to call you out on one thing, and this is because I have Jewish loved ones who have pointed this out. Refer to them as slave catchers rather than just Gestapo, because calling them that erases all of the Jewish history that comes from the Holocaust. Yes, there are a lot of similarities, but we have to remember that the Mustache Man learned his ways from us. What attitude, my friend? I haven't been rude. I haven't been bitchy. I haven't even been particularly snarky, especially for me. Honestly, Jay, I don't know, because I have not been able to really catch up on what's going on with that, but I do think that he is hanging them out to dry. Because, well, fascist Cheeto. Your opinion. You're entitled to it. I like my butterfly. I love how that's the only thing they notice is that one instead of these two. Well, these two are kind of not visible. And my glasses and the glasses hide the eyebrow. I don't know. That's my problem. I love you, honey. I get that a lot. They're all very solidly where they are. The only one I ever have any problem with is this one, because it's an L. And so I can easily bump it out when I'm trying to wash my face or whatnot. This one is a flat back, so it's good and solid. And this is a hoop. So, now during allergy season, it can be a bitch trying to wipe my nose, but you know what? Shit happens, life goes on. I figured it out. Now, as far as what is a fascist? A fascist is someone who is part of an authoritarian leadership, has extreme nationalism or preaches such, has extreme militarism and violence, economic corporatism, and is anti-democratic. And our current administration here in the States is very much anti-democratic. So, yeah, Silver, you're not wrong. Yeah, not possible. It's not that he's a possible. They're yeah. See, the problem there is that he started two of those. I don't necessarily disagree, Silver. I was reading, I want to say it was Diary of a Mom yesterday, was talking about what happens in that in between when one democracy dies and the next leadership takes over. I had to confirm my facts because I don't go talking out of my ass. Do I have friends from Venezuela? I might. I have a number of Hispanic friends. I don't necessarily remember where all of them are from. Yeah. Hey, Irish, how are you doing tonight, kid? Yeah, no. Not all Republicans are fascist. There are actually some very much non-fascist Republicans. I can see your face. Yeah, but Liz Cheney isn't. God, what's his name? I can see him. And my brain yeah, Kinzinger. There's a few Republicans that Arnold Schwarzenegger, definitely not a fascist. Go get some sleep, cat. Thank you. When I had refreshed my memory as to the exact definition, yes. What you doing, baby? Okay. Liz Cheney is an actual Republican, not a fascist. I know, Jay, and that's what's killing me. Because while Maduro was a piece of shit, we all know he was a piece of shit. But what the Naranja Pendejo did is really no better. Because he just left a fucking vacuum. Who knows what's going to fill? So, I don't like that he did that. Yeah. Uh-oh. Hey, House. How are you doing tonight? Hey, Fox. It is about 12:30 in the morning where I am. See, most of us here in the States don't hate America. The ones who... Yeah, most of us don't hate America. That's rhetoric, and that's propaganda from the right. Yeah, I just... Yeah, I agree. Is it a bit... Hey, Bean! Oh, it is almost time for school, huh? You getting ready for school this morning? And she popped into the other one. Hey, kiddo. How are you doing today? Good. Are you referring to me or are you referring to Bean? I am, yes. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. Can you bring me a pepper, babe? No, 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 no. There's no far left here in the States, honey. Go get some sleep, Joram. Sleep, sweet, dream deep. He's actually in here, Bean, or he was. He was in here just a couple of minutes ago. I hear the keys clicky clack, and I think he is. But yeah. Yeah, people like me are being called the far left, and I'm really, well, I am, but. The only reason I support the military is because I was military. The only reason I support the military is I was military. I support my brothers and sisters on active duty. I do not support the people who are giving the orders. Amen to that. I know that feeling, Bean. I know that feeling. Yes. A troublemaker is putting it mildly. But yes. It has been a wild ride for the last decade in this country, and I'm not sure what I think is coming next. I've given up trying to figure out what's coming next. I know that feeling, Bean. I don't think so, Jay. I know some people who are really far left. And one of the biggest things most of us on the left, actually I think 99% of us on the left feel is important, is we feel human life is important. Most of the people who are advocating for violence are on the right. I don't necessarily disagree with you, Violet. The problem is right now in our country, we have one party that is going polar opposite to what our country was founded on. Because a big part of what our country was founded on was the welcoming of immigrants. And even those people who want to say that we are a Christian country, and that we need to follow biblical rules and shit, they're not following by the Bible. Because the Bible says that when you have a foreigner living in your land, you should treat them as your brother. And, you know, the whole that which you do for the least of these, you do for me. The Bible preaches love and compassion and helping your fellow man and helping the widows and the children and the starving and the poor. And I mean, the whole Bible is full of a bunch of helping. You need to help people, help people, help people. And you need to welcome them, and you need to love thy neighbor as yourself. And this, the whole immigration thing does not make sense to me in that respect. The Abrahamic faiths, they preach love your neighbor and help and love and compassion. And what I am seeing out of people who are claiming, you know, to be Christian. Yes, it does take the entire Bible, not cherry picking certain things. But see, then every single one of us here in the entire world would be put to death, because I know I'm wearing clothing made of mixed fabrics. About the only people I know who don't are the Amish. So there's that. How many of us eat bacon? That's against the Bible. Pork products are not to be consumed according to the Bible. My daughter had sex before marriage. Should I sell her into slavery or should I stone her? You just said that it takes the whole Bible and you can't cherry pick. So, if we're not cherry picking and we have to take the whole Bible, then what I just said is true. Well, technically we are a religious stream. We're just not a Christian religious stream. But you are the one sitting here saying that we need to take the whole Bible. So, you could. But again, he was the one who said we needed to take the whole Bible and we couldn't cherry pick. So if we're going to accept that Jesus' death at the end of the Old Testament kind of wipes away everything in the Old Testament we know don't need to abide by that anymore, then that right there wipes out the whole gay is bad thing as well. And, well, the not eating shrimp, that's part of the New Testament. Mixed fabrics, I believe, is New Testament. You'll forgive me if I'm inaccurate, but it's been 30 plus years since I read the Bible last. So, Jesus was a foot guy. I don't think you're entirely wrong there either. All right, my friends. There are incense, huh? Queers that are Trumpians. Wow. Well, he is a fallen angel, and the whole reason, you know, he was sent to not hell. Anyway, sent to hell is because he argued with God. He defied God in word. He questioned God's authority. So, I know, Irish, I was talking about that earlier tonight. The fact that where Jesus was born today sits in Palestine. So Jesus would have been a Palestinian Jew had he been born today. But is he the king of lies? There's my question. Or maybe, you know, maybe it was deliberate. It was kind of the plan all along that he was supposed to go down there and be the head honcho. I don't know. I actually belong to a Native American tribe, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, the rigor of knowledge. Which I have to wonder, is that part of why today conservatives are so against higher education and knowledge? No argument there, Chris. But being the one to test us doesn't necessarily make him evil, does it? I mean, come on, you're a Lex Luthor fan. Lex isn't inherently evil, he's just severely misguided. He sees that the entire world is fucked up and he thinks that his way of doing it is the only way to truly fix it. Gnostic Christianity, I like that one. Okay, good to know we're pretty much on the same wavelength here. And no, it's not that higher education pumps liberal agendas. What higher education does is it gets conservative children out of their little echo chamber and bubble, puts them into the middle of a very diverse group of people, and they get to learn in real time that these people they've been being told for years are awful, evil, horrible people who are out to do no good are actually just like them. To an extent, it is a different echo chamber, but colleges tend to be very diverse in thoughts and opinions and wavelengths. And that's one of the most amazing things about going to college is getting to interact with people that you wouldn't choose to on a day-to-day basis. Because you really don't have a whole lot of choice when you're sitting in class with someone. And you're an adult and mommy and daddy aren't there to, go to the teacher and scream if you get partnered up with someone they don't approve of. I can't stand Scientology. Thank you. Yep. Scientology just, nope. It's a cult. Jehovah's Witnesses, it's a cult. That is not me saying it. That is a former witness. The Catholic Church has so many issues, but Pentecostals are a unique bunch. Oh, no. We are not going to tolerate someone being transphobic in here with my transgender loved ones. JWs are definitely a cult. I gotta get him into one of these chats one of these nights. Refresh my memory, Fox. What are you saying isn't the same? Sorry. I had like 3 different things happen at the same time and my brain kind of went, oh, the different echo chamber. And I know that I am prone to echo chambering myself, which is why I have worked very hard to not cut the dissenting opinions out of my life. Hey, Earl, good to see ya. Oh, dear Lord. I will tag my Jehovah's Witness friend when you get there. Because I'm done with that particular topic of conversation. Dog hair. Mormons are almost as bad, and I have more ex-Mo friends than I do JW friends. The nuclear family is nearly extinct. No, the divorce rate is actually leveled out at about 48% and has been since no-fault divorce was introduced. Hey, love, do you want to answer whether I hate men or not? No, I have not seen the Peruvian alien mummy. That sounds interesting. I get that, Ginger. But the conversation was getting heated because it was like 3 people coming at me with this. And we don't want to get me pissed off right now. I don't have my heart rate monitor on. What's a day, JW? Jehovah's Witness. Oh, Lord. I don't have my pens in here. Depending on the herbs you're asking about, there's a good chance. I'm going to have to find this. I believe that we have the right to have weapons. I do not believe that any non-military person needs to own a semi-automatic or automatic weapon, because going hunting with that is not going to work, because there ain't going to be no meat left after you get done pulling the trigger. I believe that average everyday citizens have every right to own a handgun, a shotgun, and a single or double shot rifle. That is it. I do also believe that we need to have more thorough background checks. We need to have, honestly, I think the registry that was created in Tennessee, that if someone has been convicted of domestic violence more than twice, they are put on this registry, because I honestly believe that anyone who is convicted of domestic violence should not own a handgun or should not own a weapon. I was not Mormon myself. I just, my hometown, you were Mexican, Russian, or Mormon, and I was none of the three. Yes, I am autistic ADHD. What do I reckon about? I have no problem with Aussies. I think most of them I've known have been really fucking cool. Not all handguns are semi-automatic. A revolver is not technically semi-automatic, because you have to, yeah, it requires a little more work. Yeah, and a semi-automatic handgun isn't going to zipper something the same way I think an M16, but that's not it. That was my gun. But an AR is going to, yeah. As a survivor of domestic violence, I really like the idea of this registry. Railguns. They're cool, but... Yep. That is true. It's all about the caliber of bullet. My favorite 22 isn't going to do as much damage as his 9mm. But... I like my 22. Go ahead, Ginger. Know what? Holy shitballs! I just realized what time it is. What branch? I was Navy. Yes, I just realized what time it is here and how long we've been streaming. So have a good night, Jay. It has been nice talking to you. There we go. That makes more sense, Earl. Why the fuck did that get held? My daddy got out of the Navy and a few years later became a county sheriff's deputy in Oregon. Oh, I will add you to my candle tonight, Jay. And you know I always close with the same thing I do every time. May you spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness, my friend. Would I say the current administration is acting somewhat tyrannical? Not somewhat. They're acting very tyrannical, and it is quite unnerving. And this is the last I'm going to say about it, but when people from Germany are telling us that they are scared for us, I think we need to pay attention. Oh. Yeah. All right, my friends. I have been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I am very close to what I tried to make my bedtime. I ain't gonna make it tonight because I still gotta feed and walk the puppers. So, I hope you guys have a fantabulously wonderful, magical day or night wherever you are. Please go out. And, oh, wait. I need to remind that this community here, everything we do here exists because of my Witchling community. I have no corporate sponsors. We just have a whole lot of shared magic, mutual care, and a whole lot of love. So please, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here tonight, do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. If you have the financial means to do so, please go ahead and join the channel. There are some really awesome perks to that. And please, please, please tell a friend about us. Now let's all go out there and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness, because there is way, way too much darkness and hate in this world already. Let each of us choose to be steady lights of love and comfort for those finding their way through it. And then tell your loved ones in all their forms, 2 legs, 4 legs, wings, fur, scales, paws, or claws, that you love them to bits. Time moves so much faster than any of us realize, and those chances to say I love you are not guaranteed. Now, if you take only one thing away from everything I have done here for the last 2.5 years, please let it be that you always, always, always remember. You are loved. You are wanted. You are needed. And you have a reason for existing, even if you haven't figured it out yet. Took me till I was 45 to find my purpose. I love you guys to bits. You are the reason I am here every day. Namaste, my witchlings.